The beloved Prophet ﷺ said, "Man sanna fil Islami sunnatan hasana." Whoever innovates a good practice in Islam, فَلَهُ أَجْرُهَا وَأَجْرُ مَنْ عَمِلَ بِهَا مِنْ بَعْدِهِ. Then he will attain the reward for doing that, and the reward of all those who act upon that good practice after him, مِنْ غَيْرِ أَنْ يَنْقُصَ مِنْ أُجُورِهِمْ شَيْءٌ, without a decrease in their reward. وَمَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً سَيِّئَةً. And whoever innovates an evil practice, a bad practice in Islam, كَانَ عَلَيْهِ وِزْرُهَا, then the sin of that will be upon him, وَوِزْرُ مَنْ عَمِلَ بِهَا مِنْ بَعْدِهِ, and the sin of all those who act upon it after him, مِنْ غَيْرِ أَنْ يَنْقُصَ مِنْ أُجُورِهِمْ شَيْءٌ, without a decrease in their sins. Now the scholars of Islam have said this beautiful hadith is the foundation for all those good acts that the righteous people in Islam have innovated and for which they will attain great reward. For example, the knowledge of fiqh, the knowledge of hadith, the science of hadith. Those who innovated this and began to teach it, this was a good practice and they will gain the reward for that, and the reward of all those who act upon it without a decrease in the reward of those who act upon it. Similarly, those who established Milad Sharif on a grand level, those who were the founders of the spiritual orders, the tariqat, and those who, for example, build madaris, jami'at, these were things that were not in the time of the Prophet ﷺ and the early generations. So those who innovated these acts will gain the reward for doing so, and the reward of all those who act upon them as well. And similarly, whoever innovates a bad act in Islam, something that wasn't found in the early generations and there's no basis for it in Islam, then that person will gain the sin of that and the sin of all those who act upon it as well. Now, one thing to clarify here, the scholars of Islam say, this hadith sharif explains all those other ahadith which state that every bid'ah is misguidance. For example, in one hadith it states, كُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ وَكُلُّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ, that every innovation is misguidance and every misguidance is in the hellfire. Now they are referring to every bid'ah sayyi'ah, every evil innovation, every bad innovation. And as we heard in this hadith, that if you innovate a good practice in Islam, inshallah you'll be rewarded for that. Do not think that this hadith means those who revive a sunnah are innovating a good act, because the sunnah is already established and it is already there for us to act upon. These are those acts which are not sunnah, but there is a basis for them in Islam.
We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel.